grass center right thought. When we experience anxiety, when do we experience anxiety? Why do we experience anxiety? We all do. What causes it? You think about it, you say, is there anxiety in I am? Well, no. So then why do we experience this thing called anxiety? It's when a lie comes and whispers in our ear, a lie of something that we're looking at or something that we are experiencing. Lies to us about it. Tries to convince us to bring our thought and feeling in alignment with what it's saying. You understand? Outside of the truth of what it actually is. Like I said, is there anxiety in I am? No. So then, when we are experiencing that, it's because we are outside of I am in that moment. Just understand that. When you experience anxiety, in that moment, you are outside of I am. And that's why you feel the anxiety. Now, that won't change. The anxiety won't change until the feelings match the new I am. So if you're in an environment where you feel fear, oh my God, I am going to die. The feelings that match that feeling, I'm going to die. The feelings that match it, you see, create the circumstances that match it. But if your feeling switches, I am safe. There's no reason to be worried, I am safe. Then your circumstances change to match that, because that is the truth of the circumstance. And you believe that's what's true of it. Because it's what you believe determines what something is. Some people, they smoke weed, they don't think anything's wrong with it. Other people, they smoke weed, they have huge anxiety about smoking weed. Or people that smoke weed. You see, it causes great anxiety. So it determines on what a person believes of it. You see? Some people pick up a big-ass tarantula and let it crawl out on their face and everything. Another person won't touch the tarantula because they're scared it might bite them. The person that's let it walk all over their face obviously is scared it's going to bite them. You see? So it's all about what you believe about a circumstance. We'll see somebody else do it and say, how are they able to do that? It's because their belief is different than yours. Their thoughts and feelings of it is different than yours is. It's just that simple. They don't have the anxiety because they don't believe what you believe. Like I always say, Yahushua said, peace be still, when everybody else said, we're gonna die! We're all gonna die! They had anxiety. He didn't. I am safe. And that's the truth. So now, anxiety comes in relationships as well. You'll be in a relationship with somebody and you'll feel like some anxiety. Maybe you guys are communicating, you feel some anxiety there. Well, you feel the anxiety because of some fear that's been crept in there. That's trying to convince you that your relationship is not what it is in that moment. You're not safe in that moment. You're not loved in that moment. You're not protected in that moment. You're not trusted in that moment. Causes anxiety and causes static in your relationship. Well, you won't have that if you just simply believe the truth of it. If you say you love this person and you say that person loves you, then why are you acting in a way that displays that you don't love them or that they don't love you? Simply believe the truth of it. Instead of arguing, hey, you're not being patient, you're not listening, hey man, shut the fuck up and hear what I have to say too. Just assume that that person wants to hear what you have to say. I know that seems silly to immature people, but mature people will grasp this. Those who have eyes to see and ears to hear will grasp it and say, you're right. I can choose. I can choose to believe that I am loved in this situation. Despite what that person is saying and doing. Y'all think y'all don't have that kind of authority and power. Well, then who else does other than I am in you? Who else has the authority to dictate what you think and feel other than yourself? Who can say I am in a circumstance other than you? So you're in a situation and say a fight breaks out. I'm gonna get my ass kicked, and then you will. I know we're being comical about it, but that's the point. That's the truth of the matter. Is that you thought that, so that's what's coming your way. Unless you get out of there, unless you change the circumstance, it's coming. But like I say, if I am safe, then you will walk through the midst of it. You won't have the anxiety. It doesn't matter what it is, even if it's your bill, your rent. You're gonna get evicted. They say you're gonna get evicted if you don't pay this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I am safe and secure. I am comfortable. See, I refuse to believe anything opposite of that. I accept what I choose to believe of it. Abba Yah says, take no thought of that. So then I am. I don't have to think about whether I am or not. When he says take no thought, that's a vibration shift, which causes the circumstances to come in alignment with that. If it didn't work, why would Abba Yah tell you to do it? Why would he tell you all that if it didn't work? Ask believing, and it shall be. He's not saying it with any type of anxiety in there. He's not saying ask believing, and it might be if you do this and do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Ask believing in it at work. He's saying it with great confidence, with nothing else added to it. So then, therefore, it must work. Otherwise, Abba Yah wouldn't have told us to ask believing. And how we ask is by assuming. Y'all just didn't know that was asking. You thought asking was begging. See, all slaves thought that. Proving that you were at one time a slave. Because you were asking God. And what did God say? When you're a child, you are no different from the slave. Read the scripture, tell me if what I'm saying is off. When you were a child, you were no different from the slave. But when you became an adult, then you became a joint heir. No longer a slave, but a son, you're called now. So does the son have to beg his father now? No, he doesn't. He simply asks him. I am. See? Not, Lord, if it just you find it in your good graces, if you could just bless me to be able to pay my bills this month, I'll go to church and pay extra in my tithes, and I'll do this and trying to negotiate and barter and all this other. Ask believing and you shall have. Ask believing and you'll have it. If he says you guys as parents in the earth, you fleshly parents, he says, you know how to give good gifts to your own children. He says, you don't think I know how to give good gifts to my own children who ask of me? Now, your own child, does your child beg you? Should they be begging you, or should they just ask you for something? Or should they come in there, Mama, if you could just find it in your good grace, if I could just have a slice of that cake there, I'll make sure I'll clean my room, I'll brush my teeth, and I'll do this and I'll do that, and just ask for the piece of cake, believing that you'll have it, and you'll have it. And that's the truth. It's the truth. When you come with doubt asking, then you were probably not going to have the thing you asked for. You came with doubt. You came doubting when you asked. He didn't say ask doubting and you'll have it. You see? Now, in order for you to ask believing, you have to overcome your anxieties, or you won't be able to believe. So how do you overcome your anxieties, guys? You simply believe the truth of what Abba Yah said, despite what this world is telling you. So if you look like you were starving and not going to be able to eat, then you would choose his words and your anxiety will go away. And what is his words? Take no thought of what you shall eat or drink, for your Father in heaven knows what you have need of before you ask him. So Abba Yah knows what I need, period, in my life before I ask him, no matter what it is. He knows I'm going to ask him. Why? Because he is I am in me. So he knows what I'm thinking before I even conceive the words to try to say it. So that's silly. He knows. So then I just go inside myself and assume it. That is asking Abba Yah. And by feeling the feelings that match the assumed idea, now I believe it. And my anxiety goes away of the not having it. Because what am I doing in my imagination when I have anxiety? I am imagining the thing I don't want. Understand this. Open your ears and listen. When you are thinking of the thing you don't want, you are creating it for yourself. You get what you focus on. So focus on what you really want instead of what you don't want. Because if you focus on what you don't want, then that's what you'll get, because you get what you focus on. You don't get what you don't want. You get what you focus on. You hear that? You don't get what you don't want. You get what you focus on. So what are you focusing on today? Say your spouse. When you go to work and you're at work and you're thinking about your spouse at home, what kind of thoughts and feelings are you having about them? That when you get home, you're going to have a stressful time with them? They're going to be drama-filled? They're going to be a pain in your ass when I get home? Is you thinking that before you get home and feeling that? Well, then it will be so for you. You fool. Not her fault, your fault. Not his fault, your fault. Now, if you change your thoughts and remain in them and endure in them until the manifestation, then you'll have it. Despite what this person is doing. You say, they're patient, they are kind. And so they're displaying that they're not in that moment. You just insist that they are. Because that's your choice, ain't it? Y'all act like y'all ain't got a choice because of what they doing. Well, they're not giving me a choice. They're not acting kind right now. So, you insist in believing that they are, because I am is. Now, are they I am? Yes. So they're being a lie right now. Does that mean you have to be a lie because they are? Or does that mean you remain in the truth and wait for them to come back to the truth? I am kind. Now, I'm going to go and be kind so that where I am, there you may be also. Y'all don't understand that. Y'all better open them sleepy eyes, man. The light is shining clearly over here. It's shining clear for all to see. That's how you overcome your anxieties. That's how you overcome your fears. You perfectly choose love every time. Every time. Nope, I'm going to choose the loving thought. What's the loving thought? That they're a bitch and a fucking asshole? Is that the loving thought? No. Even though that's what they're displaying right now. So I'll make the necessary adjustments because that's what they're doing right now. But I choose to believe that they're this despite it, because that's the truth of I am. And they are a part of I am. Despite whether they know they are or they're not. I don't have to act ignorant because they are. I can be wise. Now, this is another thing that y'all need to understand this. See, about dealing with your enemies. The scriptures say, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. That word harmless, do you know what that word means? When you look up the Hebrew, that was original Hebrew that's used there, that word means to be unshifting, unwavering. That's what the word harmless means. So when he says unwavering or unspotted as a dove, well, because a dove is pure white. He's unspotted with anything else. He's unblemished. So that's what he's telling you to be. Not harmless like you sit there and you get beat up and you just sit there and you take and don't say anything. That's not harmless. That's not what he means. He means to be unspotted in your thinking, to be one-minded. Let your eye be single, without a spot and a blemish in that shit. So how do I do that? By deciding I am kind. You see? Or whatever it is, I am strong. Well, this says you're weak. You can't do that, so that makes you weak. That's the I am strong. I am unspotted in my thinking. I am harmless as a dove in my thinking. I am wise as a serpent, and I am unchanging. That's what that literally means. Not you're wise as a serpent, you're crafty and sneaky, and you're also not doing anything harmful to anybody. That's not what that means. It means to be unchanging in your thinking, unspotted in it, without a blemish, which means without any doubt in it. Without doubt. Be wise and without doubt in it when you use your wisdom. That's what it means. Like I said, the light is shining fully and clearly. All praises to the great I am for this. I don't care whether y'all are getting it and understanding it right now. I'm so happy that I get it and understand it. And so should you. You should rejoice as well, because that alleviates you of all anxieties and all fears. They just go away. I'm amped up right now. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. Salakia, y'all. Salakia. But do y'all understand that? That's the pearl of great price. I am. So you sell everything else. You thought numerology was going to give you the understanding to how your days were going to go. You thought astrology was going to give you understanding to how your days were going to go. That's just putting chains on you guys. Don't you understand that when you look at an astrological chart and it tells you that today this is going to happen and you choose to believe that, it is so? Even though you can choose to, despite what your astrological chart says, I am. It says I'm going to have anxiety today, and I'm not going to get along with the Leo today because this, and then I'm going to have this with this because my Mercury is in that house, and this, that. So that's what's going to be for me today. So you better get out of my way because I'm going to be a bitch today. You don't have to be one. Just because your astrological chart, so your astrological chart is greater than I am. That's what you're saying. You have an idol. You see? Normally I'm in a cheery mood, but I can't be today because my moon is this and my sun is that. So, sorry, can't trust you, buddy. All this other stupid shit you guys are doing instead of just choosing I am all the time. I am that I am. So you say I'm cold. I am warm. You say you're starving. I am fed. That's what I say. You can say all that lacking ass deaf shit if you want to. I speak life over here. You say you are sick. I say I am healthy. You say you are poor. I say I am wealthy. You say you are ugly. I say I am beautiful. You say you are fat. I say I am fit. Just change one little letter in there, and it changed the whole situation. I'm choosing that. I don't give a fuck what you guys are saying. I don't care what you say. I'm choosing to stand on the rock of salvation today. What about you, Israel? What do you choose to stand on today? Life? Choose this day who you serve. Life or death. And you have to choose this day. And tomorrow you're going to have to choose this day. And 5 years from now you're going to have to choose this day. Because I am is this day. It's right now. I am is present eternally. So where do you choose to rest your presence in? In the fact that you're ugly or fat or dumb or stupid or lacking or poor or stupid or a slave? That's what you're going to choose to believe about yourself today? You're going to choose to believe that? Despite, because somebody else thinks or feels that way, you're going to think that of yourself. Fuck that. I'm going to love myself today. Despite what you say, despite what you're going to throw at me. You can believe what you want to believe about me, and I'm going to believe this. Now, let's see who's going to win. Let's see who's going to win. Ain't nobody trying to lie to me but the deceiver who want my place. And that ain't nobody in this flesh. I don't fight against this flesh and blood. Y'all niggas ain't got no power over me. I fight against the spiritual powers that's trying to lie to me. They're trying to steal me from I am, trying to steal my identity, trying to change it to his image. What is his image of the beast? Ugly, stupid, dumb. He wants me to be his image, the image of the beast. So if you're saying I am dumb, you are the image of the beast because the image of the beast is dumb. The beast is dumb. The beast is ugly. So if you say I am ugly, you're not in the image of the Most High. You're saying you're the image of the beast. You took the Lord's name in vain. You see that? So it's not about you today. You're going to respect the name of I am? You're going to put some respect on his name or what? Y'all going to kick against the pricks of this. It's up to you. Still around, Israel.